Hello and welcome to 7 Facts. If you love geography and history, subscribe right now. I promise it'll be worth it. The Republic of Khakassia is one of Russia's federal subjects, located far in the south-central part of Siberia. Mountains cover 2/3 of the Republic's territory, and as one might expect from a Siberian republic, the average annual temperature is 0 degrees Celsius. That may sound low, but in fact Khakassia has a relatively mild climate. This place has an amazing history dating back to the depths of history. The mere fact that the whole territory of Khakassia was inhabited as early as 15 to 20,000 years ago enables us to compare it with such ancient civilizations as Egypt and the Persian Empire. It was Malaya, the oldest site of the Stone Age, aged 30 to 35,000 years, where one of the first music instruments in human history, a bone pipe, was found. Khakassia has all the ingredients for an exciting location, and I bet you know nothing about this place. So let's discover it right now, fact by fact. The first state in the territory of Southern Siberia appeared sometime around the 4th century BC. Since then, the Huns, Mongols, Chinese and Russians all conquered this area at one point or the other, and it was here that the first Kyrgyz Khanate was created. But ever since the 17th century, Russian settlers started to move in, and thus Khakassia's long process of becoming a Russian state began. By the time of the 1917 Russian Revolution, Russian ethnics made up half of the local population. This process intensified during Soviet rule, so much so that today ethnic Khakas are only 12%, while Russians constitute 82%. The capital city of Khakassia is Abakan. This is one of Russia's greenest cities, with 1/3 of Abakan being covered by gardens and parks. Museums are also worth a visit, since Khakassia is known as the archaeological mecca of Siberia, and most of the artifacts collected end up in Abakan. In fact, ruins dating from the 3rd century AD have been found in and around this city, so its history is really long. No matter how or why you end up here, Abakan will most likely be your gateway to Khakassia. So you might as well discover the place, cause it's well worth it. Before we get to the next fact, I'd like to ask you one thing. This video isn't sponsored and none of them are so far, so perhaps you'd consider supporting this channel by becoming a patron. If you still enjoy my content, go visit my Patreon page and help this channel out. Right, with that said, let's go to fact number 4. Tucked away in Siberia, far away from the busiest centers of humanity, the Khakas people managed to preserve their ancient tradition of shamanism. To this day, they perform rituals to thank the spirit and worship their ancestors at huge burial mounds. Shamanism has always played and continues to play an important role in the life of Khakas society. They conduct ceremonies, lead craft groups, treat illnesses, and accompany the souls of the deceased to the other world. Such practices are presumably as old as humanity itself, so witnessing their ceremonies is truly a unique experience. Sunduki, meaning chest, is a mountain range, natural and historic monument located in Khakassia. One of the most mysterious places in the Republic, this mountain range got its name from the most northern mountain, Sunduk, on top of which there is a rock in the form of a cube. According to some hypotheses, this place was used as an ancient observatory. If this hypothesis turns out to be true, then you are looking at a 16,000-year-old astronomical observatory. This has not been proven definitively yet, but given the abundance of ancient ruins in Khakassia, this might just be the real deal. Although this is not exactly a large republic, Khakassia is full of lakes, around 1,000 of them. They are quite popular resting places where for many centuries different diseases have been treated. Siberian Italy, or more often Siberian Switzerland, is the epithet which can be heard in relation with the Caucasian region. And rightfully so. The landscapes are pretty much breathtaking and nature still rules around these places. And as I said before, despite being in Siberia, the local winter is not very cold and wind is almost dry here, while spring is an unheard of range of colors of the nature awakening. One cool tradition of the local Khakas people is the kichege. According to ancient tradition, Khakas men grow their hair long and braided in a tight braid, a kicheke, which symbolizes their close bond with the heavens, the spiritual world of Tengri. Tengri is the main god of the Turkic pantheon, considered to be the chief god who created all things, and which has been worshipped by Central Asian and even Eastern European peoples since the 6th century. Unfortunately, this Game of Thrones-esque tradition has been fading away for centuries now, and will probably disappear for good soon. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. Leave your comments downstairs, and don't forget there's a Patreon page where you can support this channel. I hope to see you next time. Bye.